As y'all know, Mama Yu is the OG bedroom queen, and I'm about to show you how I do it all within this 600 square feet in Manhattan. In this video, I'm about to show you how I transformed this entire space, which was a full renovation for my two personas, my in-drag persona as well as my out-of-drag persona. I used the space to sleep, live, and kind of an office space too. I will show you the renovation of the drag closet, bathroom, kitchen, bedroom slash living room slash office, and of course, the official Bootleg studio. Wait for it, okay? Most importantly, I want to share a few personal tips that I've learned along the way. Not necessarily a full renovation, but how you can apply this to your living space as well, and how to make it work it for you. This video is sponsored by Dinnerly, where they make cooking easy, convenient, as well as tasty. As y'all know, I'm always a queen on the go. I do my own makeup, I do my own bookings, I do my own merchandise, and even my own social media. And what I love about Dinnerly is that they make my life so much easier. They deliver meals directly to your door, pre-proportionalized at the number of meals you want and the number of people they are for. And most importantly, they're all fresh ingredients. And as y'all know, I don't eat meat, and they even have options for someone like me too. They have over 100 tasty recipes to choose from each week that are family classics and new flavors. Simple recipes that are 6 ingredients and 5 steps. With dinner in less than 30 minutes, and with their super fast recipes with dinner in less than 20 minutes. And today, I'm making oven-fried ravioli with marinara and zucchini. And I've learned that you save so much money when you cook with Dinnerly versus buying taken out. With affordable meals from $1.99 per portion. Especially with this economy, fresh fruits and vegetables are so expensive. And most of you know this, I have zero cooking experience whatsoever. And with their recipes, this tastes like something straight out of the restaurant. Only 6 ingredients in this that makes this delicious meal. It tastes amazing. It tastes so good. So what are you waiting for? Go to the link in the description and get up to $160 off your first 6 boxes for yummy, healthy, and fresh meals. That's only $1.99 per portion. You can't beat that. Come on now. Now let's get this roast cooking. 3 things that I believe makes a living space worthwhile. Number 1, does it look good? Is it appealing? Is it my style? Number 2, what is its purpose? What is it used for? To sleep, to change, or to cook? And number 3, is it functional actually? Does it actually serve its purpose of what it's supposed to be? Does it look good, but it doesn't really work? And all those things will be addressed. Now, I got this space back in October 2021, and the renovation took a lot longer than expected. It didn't finish until late January 2023. Now, there's permits, there's rules, there's approvals, there's insurance. Actually, nobody wanted to take the blame for anything really, so there's a lot of steps to follow, and make sure that you're following protocol. So, in general, this whole project took about a year and some change, and this didn't finish longer than expected, with some obstacles along the way. We all have aesthetics that we're drawn to that we prefer while living in the space. Now, I've been poor all my life, so I don't want to see any pipes, I don't want to see any rust, I don't want to see any brass, so I want a complete opposite of that. My perfect home, aesthetically speaking, is something very minimal, very modern, very shiny, but still homey. So some styles to describe the aesthetic that I'm looking for is minimalistic, modern, Scandinavian, with a hint of farmhouse. To get the party started, I turned to Home Depot. And yes, everybody's favorite, Home Depot. And they were so fantastic the entire way. They charge $99 per room to measure, and I highly suggest that because they literally measure everything. I had them measure the kitchen and the bathroom, which was a total of 99 times 2. They measure the pipes, the valves, every corner, window, every little detail. And that helps so much with planning on what fixtures I want, what tiles I want, furnitures I want, and aesthetically speaking, it helps so much with planning. It speeds up the entire process so quickly. And they have someone that sits down with you that plans everything according with the measurements, and they also provide you with the 3D models at the end, which I think is super helpful, so you can see how it will turn out in the end. I know what you're thinking. $99 per room? That is crazy. That is so expensive. But let me tell you, it saves you so much time with planning, and it's gonna make your planning so much easier too. P.S. Whenever you get a space before closing, actually use that time to actually go into the space and measure and start planning right away. Because let me tell you, the planning part took forever. Number 1, you're gonna go back and forth more than 5 times to whoever you're getting your items from because you wanna make sure that everything is perfect, right? Number 2, if you're getting something customized, girl, forget about it. It's gonna take months and weeks. And number 3, shipment. It might actually take several weeks for the items to arrive. Or if there's any delays or the item's out of stock, girl, you gotta go back to the drawing board again and replan again. So use that time wisely and go into the space and start measuring and start planning ASAP. And also, if it doesn't work out with the closing, you can also take the design and also the measurements and tweak a little bit for your next space as well. I mean, it's just what you make of it, right? For the kitchen, I know I want plenty of cabinets. I want them to go as high as possible because I need storage. Come on now, it's a 600 square feet space and we want to utilize every corner. I want them all over the walls, but on one side of the wall, there's a piece of the wall that actually comes out a little bit more. So we did some math on our end so that each cabinet measurements in depth will make the cabinets look flat. And of course, I went with the classic shaker because I know that the kitchen is going to be matte white, matte minimalistic, so I do want a teensy bit of texture. For the cabinets, I went with Home Depot with the American Woodwork brand because I want wood. For cabinets, the 2 popular types of cabinets out there are MDF and wood, right? But I chose wood because I want it to last a little bit longer, and with Home Depot's brand, it does have a 99-year warranty, so it probably outlasts me. But if you do want MDF, I do suggest IKEA. They do have great cabinets and they do also have a 25-year warranty, which is great and affordable as well. For the fixtures like the handles, faucets, oven, and microwave, I went with stainless steel. I know there's a lot of colors that you can choose from, but I went with stainless steel because I wanted to match the oven, the microwave, and the fridge. And unfortunately, they usually make those appliances in stainless steel only, unless, you know, you want a white refrigerator, but again, nobody wants that, right? The whole kitchen is very minimal decorations as I'm still trying to figure out what I want to put in there for display. But as y'all can tell, there are some synthetic flowers and plants that I moved from my old space to here, and it does look a little bit Christmassy. I know. And then I hung up these sheer white curtains plus the blackout white curtains. As y'all can tell, this lighting is super homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, and xenophobic. But I want to share with y'all what unsteamed curtains look like, and this is a no-no, and I encourage all of you to steam your curtains because it just makes the whole feel of the whole space a lot better. And I didn't do it over here because I want y'all to compare unsteamed curtains and steamed curtains, which is also French for I didn't have time to steam these curtains in time for the video. Ideally, the curtains would cover more of the window, but they are old curtains from my old space that I haven't changed yet. So stay tuned for an updated video, and if you want part 2 of the remodeling, let me know, comment below, and I'll do it for y'all. For the countertop, I went with Home Depot's Decked in Halo. Completely white with a lot of gloss. I took the countertop onto the walls as well because I want a much more seamless transition. I also want it to be easy to clean. And thank you Sinkology for sending this amazing sink over. It honestly matches the aesthetic that I'm going for. It makes me feel like I'm home. It's very minimalistic, modern, and farmhouse at the same time too. It is Fireclay material, noise-proof, because the last thing you want while washing your dishes is clink clang, clink clang, clink clang, and your neighbor is gonna hear everything. And it's also not that friendly for your ears anyway. It's heat-proof and it's also super durable. Sinkology also sent over this sink grid, which is great when I'm doing my dishes. I can dry them here, and it's super easy to clean as well with their product. For the faucets, I ended up going with a touch faucet because sometimes when you're washing your hands are oily, you don't want to touch the faucet, and then you gotta clean some more. Again, I want to make cleaning super easy for myself. We all drink water, right? Hopefully multiple times a day. From coffee, tea, juice, you name it, we're all gonna be drinking out of cups. And I wanna make cleaning super easy for myself because I know I'll be washing cups every day. And thank you so much, Swiss Madison, for sending this cup cleaner. It just makes my life so much easier. All you have to do is put the cup over here, push push, and squirt squirt, the water comes out, and clean cup you have. For the floor tiles, I originally wanted the glossy version of this, but they weren't available at the time. Told ya, some products might be out of stock, so start planning accordingly. So I ended up going with the matte version of this design instead, which I think I enjoy it better because it doesn't scratch as much. And if it does scratch, it's not so visible compared to the glossy ones, which I've noticed with the tiles in the bathroom because it's glossy and it's more visible, which I'll show shortly. I have it across from left to right so that it makes the kitchen larger and wider. And to top it off, I painted the walls in semi-gloss, so again, it's easy to clean for my small little body. For the light, I went with a track light because I want every light to shine in every areas of the kitchen. Some when I'm washing the dishes or prepping, and some to the side when I'm actually cooking. I also added the under cabinet lights, which makes everything look so fierce at night. Ugh! Talk about the lighting in here! Now on to the bathroom, which was a nightmare and it took forever because most importantly, it is a wet area. We'll be washing our face, where we'll be showering. Again, I want a very clean aesthetic and an easy to clean space. And I know that the bathroom is not too big and I don't want to make it feel claustrophobic. Is it claustrophobic or claustrophobic? Claustrophobic. Okay, cool. I know the bathroom is not too big and I don't want to make it feel like it's too claustrophobic. So I used these 12 by 24 tiles by going straight vertically onto the floor and took it up to the walls as well, so that the bathroom looks long and tall. For the tub, I went with a deep tub because I like to lay down sometimes, and since I'm a drag artist, I like to do my costume washing in there, as well as wig shopping. Talk about an office as well as a living space. For the faucets and handles, I went with brushed nickel, cause chrome sometimes just starts peeling after a few years, and I want this to last pretty much as long as possible. And I think it's worth the investment. They say that the cheapest method is actually the more expensive method because you actually save more along the way. Also, the brushed nickel is more stain resistant so that when you're washing your hands, you don't see that white dried up stain on your faucets and then you have to go back and clean it again. Again, I want to make cleaning super easy, y'all, okay? And with that white stain on there, it just doesn't look that good. The shower faucets, I did splurge a little bit with the way it functions. Like, you can set the temperature so that whenever you turn it on, it's at the temperature for that time period. And there's the shower head, the waterfall, but not gonna lie, I've been living here for quite some time now, and I've used the waterfall like maybe 2 times, cause with showers, I like to go in and get out. For the shower curtain, I try using the white curtain, but there's just no light that comes in the tub when I'm showering. I know plastic is bad, but it's the only way that we can get this light into the tub. With the sink, I know some people prefer floating sinks, but I do want to store stuffs in them, so I went with a standing vanity sink instead. I find it also when you put things on a tray, it ends up not looking like clutter, like it ends up looking more like a presentation. We always brush our teeth, wash our hands, and wash our face, right? So might as well have this out on a tray so it seems like it's part of the design. And this pull-off faucet, mama, is the tea. The toilet is also from Swiss Madison. Thank you so much for sending it over. I checked for so many designs out there, but I wasn't really a fan of a lot of designers out there from other brands. With Swiss Madison, I especially love, of course, it matches the aesthetic that I'm going for. Very minimalistic, very homey, and also it's very flat as well. Not much curves or dents in there, so it makes cleaning super easy. And in the back, the tank is super slim, so you actually save a lot of space for the bathroom. And the toilet is elongated, and it's the height that I want it, and I love this toilet. It is so fierce. Above it all, I have a mirror and lighting that extends across the wall so that there's plenty of light and also plenty of light bouncing off of the mirror. Originally, the mirror that I chose was a lot smaller actually, but the plumber messed up with the valves and the pipes and whatnot, so we ended up shifting the vanity sink a little bit more closer to the tub, which ruins the aesthetic a little bit, but to make things work, I ended up getting a large mirror, so it seems like it's done on purpose. But originally the design, the vanity sink is actually in the middle, enough space in between the toilet and the sink, as well as the tub and the sink. Life is about thinking and making things work, and mama, you did that. Now, for the towel bar, I went with a double towel bar on the side since the door opens in. And I've hung over the door a body mirror so that when I'm getting ready, I can see myself, and the closet is literally right next to the bathroom anyway, so this is a perfect setup. I still haven't decided what artwork I want to hang up, but I've thought of 2 paintings, one on the left and one on the right. But my friend did suggest stickers, like the peel-on stickers that you paste the walls, but I don't know if I really want to go with that. What if they start peeling off? Because I've never done that before. Or, if they start peeling off and the paint starts coming off too, that means I have to repaint again. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think I should put up? Let me know. Or just leave it white. And yes, I know I'm crazy. This bathroom is super white, and I did a live once of me doing my makeup, and someone was like, I've never seen anyone with a white bathroom like that before. It is super white. Well, guess what? Mama, you is cuckoo. On the left side of the mirror, I did put up my blow-drying appliances, and I chose white holders so that it hides the majority of the appliances so it doesn't look like clutter on the side. Because you want to make sure that everything is aesthetically pleasing and also very soft. I've also got this iPhone charger in case I'm scrolling on my phone, looking at memes on the toilet, and my phone dies, so I want to make sure that my phone is charged. So this charger is absolutely perfect. Thank you so much for making my pooping a lot more fun. Again, it needs to be aesthetically pleasing as well as functional. And this charger is super functional when I'm pooping and looking at memes. But for the tiles, they didn't have the size that I want. So I want white, glossy, I'm sorry. That's okay. But for the tile, you can cough if you want. Get it out.
I'm good.
But for the tiles, they don't have the size that I want. I want white, I want glossy, I want 12 by 24. They didn't have what I want at Home Depot. So I did look outside of Home Depot and I went to Lowe's instead. So what I'm trying to say is, if one store doesn't have what you want, go to another store. A third one, a fourth one, until you find the things that you want for yourself. Never give up. I know I didn't. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the bathroom that I wanted. Now, on to the closet, which is super fun, but also very stressful to plan. Now, I've lived in rentals all my life, so what you get is what you get, and what you make of it is what you make of it, right? But the magic of this whole project is you get to do whatever you want, and I get to do whatever I want, so I went ahead and started planning and make it customized for myself. At first, I went to Home Depot, but it was gonna take several weeks for them to actually customize it and get it done, and in the end, the cost was too expensive for me. But I did look at options, and I did compare, and I went with IKEA at the end. I turned to IKEA with their PAX design, which is amazing because they have a whole system where you just punch in the numbers of the measurements of your space, and then you get to choose the closets and play along with the measurements of how tall you want the closets, how deep you want the closets. You can have as many rods, trays, shelves, drawers, doors, no doors as you want. Though you can't really customize the colors too much because there's not many options, but this color works perfectly. Ta-da! And here is the drag closet for all my beautiful costumes. On one side, I have things that I wear all the time, and on the other side, I put things that I don't wear that often. And that's how I kind of separated the space. I'm actually still figuring out what to do with these bags because I don't know what to do to make them look better. I've looked at cases, bins, but nothing really seems to match my style. What do y'all think? When this rug arrived, it did not match the photos on AliExpress, and this is what arrived, and I'm still waiting for my refund on AliExpress. This is homophobic. To add on to the closet, I specifically chose this door to go inwards so that I can hang my shoes up on the shoe rack. And plus, when this door closes, it makes movie nights so much better, which we'll get into shortly. Hence no doorknobs on both this door as well as the kitchen door, if you notice. Now here's the boring part, my living space slash sleeping space slash office. Now the door, I'm still deciding on what color I want to paint it, but I think in the end, I might just end up doing like a blue or red or something that's so completely different from the aesthetic of the whole space. So what colors are y'all thinking? Is it gonna be number 1 or number 2? Because it's been a few weeks already and I still can't make up my mind. I put a shoe bench over here. Again, gotta be honest, I've used it like maybe 2 times since I've lived here. But I thought I was gonna use it, but something I've learned along the way is get furnitures and fixtures that match also your aesthetic, but also your lifestyle as well. Like, I've put my shoes on standing up my entire life. So like, what makes me think that I'm gonna sit down and put on my shoes? So this shoe bench ended up being useless. But shout out again to myself for putting up these hooks. They were quite a trip because I'm not that good with being a handy woman, and things like this was quite the work. My neighbors upstairs was going boom 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 with a broom and they were not happy, but guess what y'all? In the end, I have hooks on the side and I can hang up my clothes. I specifically put the hooks on one side because I want all the clothes to be one side, and I was thinking of putting some artwork as well, but I still haven't decided on what artwork I want to put up. Or in the end, if I don't end up putting like artwork, I want to put maybe like a mirror. Like, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing what other ideas are out there too. Well, I'll say this. I tried, okay? so ugly. But I tried, okay? I tried. For the wood floor for the space, I went with LL Flooring's hickory wood. I have them going into the space because I want it to look long and big, and I do spend a lot of time at home to make it seem like it's more spacious than it really is. And as y'all can tell, the curtains are hung all the way to the top to create a high ceiling effect. And these are the unsteamed curtains, and this is the steamed curtains. And remember, to steam your curtains. Now this is what steamed curtains look like versus not steamed curtains. Again, I have the sheer curtains under the blackout curtains because I do sleep late and I do work night shifts, so there's a very high chance that I will wake up after 11 a.m. I was gonna say p.m. for a second. I got all the windows redone in double glass because number one, I don't want the heat to come in. Number two, when it's cold out, I don't want the cold to come in. Also, if a pigeon is flying at 1,000 miles per hour, these windows will save Mama you. Like, also, if you're redoing an entire home, might as well change the glasses as well. Otherwise, you'll be sitting in a renovated space, completely new, but you're looking through your eyes into the outside world through dirty glasses and cracked windows. Now, when I first moved in, I had the bed near the window, the couch, and the desk over here instead, but I quickly realized that it just doesn't feel homey enough. It just feels like literally an office. So I rearranged everything, and I think that this makes everything work a lot better. And shout out to Piece of Cake with the moving, literally. They make moving literally a piece of cake and made everything so smooth and easy. I didn't even have to lift a finger. Vroom, 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 here's the truck. For the desk, I ended up going with an oak texture, and yes, it's mostly white in here, but I do want a little bit of something different in here. I know I want a big desk because I do a lot of work at home on my computer, especially with the Big Mac, and I do want the space as comfortable as possible because I am here majority of the time. But this IKEA will go shortly, and I will upgrade to a better chair. I've had this since literally 2011? Oh my god, it's been 12 years. There's a couch that I sometimes lay on and watch things on my computer, and this chaise I sometimes turn into a table, and shout out to Allform Sofa for sending this over. This is so beautiful. Again, it's about making things work for you. On to the side, it's my bed. It's where I rest, it's where I get my beauty sleep, or Mama You bootleg sleep, and shout out to Helix Sleep for sending the bed frame and the mattress. It is so comfortable and highly recommended by me. Under the bed, I do want storage because this is, again, a 600 square feet space only, and I do want to put things under there, like my clothes that I don't really wear that much, fabrics that I haven't turned into costumes yet, and even merchandise. So if you ever bought a fan from me, a pin from me, a print from me, or even a t-shirt from me, chances are it's been under Mama You. Above the bed is a projector. That's where I sometimes watch TV, YouTube, videos, and movies. And if you haven't noticed already, I don't have a TD. And if you haven't noticed yet, I don't have a TV, and now you know why. I can have a full theater experience in here while laying down on my own bed in my own room. Told y'all, I'm the OG bedroom queen. Now, onto the side, it's the shelf, which you've all seen before in the old Out of the Closet video with VH1. I've had this literally forever. It's where I put my books, my crowns, my trophies, my wigs, my accessories, my makeup, you name it. I've been storing everything in here over the last decade. But I'm thinking one day to just completely get rid of the shelf and move everything into the dry closet instead because I want the space to feel even more spacious. And these bowls from Swiss Madison I use to wash fruits, vegetables, and sometimes make popcorn. Perfect for a movie night. Now, I know you've all been waiting for this, which is the showing of the official Bootleg Studio. And here we are, y'all! Hey everyone! This is where the magic begins. This is where I give my opinions as a Karen, and this is how I make a living. This little alcove in the apartment was what made me choose this space to begin with because I work from home a lot and I do make a lot of content with videos. When I used to live near Times Square, I had to set up everything all the time and I had to take down everything all the time, and it was just a lot of work, very tedious, and it just wasn't that cool. Look at all this nonsense. This is after a night of a simple Bootleg Opinions night. This is insane. Look at this. Me getting ready on the floor, lights everywhere, dirty backdrop, computer, lights, just insane. I cannot wait to move so I can get the f out of here. More space, better setup. Being a bedroom queen. I need at least a living room. So I got so tired of that, so now that I have the space, I just have it up, set up, and ready to go. All I have to do is walk in and turn on the lights, and I'm ready to start. I have everything that I need in here, including the mounted backdrop, more backdrops, camera things, the table, and lights. I actually got this specific table, which is actually a sewing table, so that I can put my laptop on there when I'm filming, or put my makeup if I'm doing my makeup, or even use it as a sewing table. It's literally multifunctional. I did end up putting a rug in here because I'm always barefoot in here most of the time, but I also want more rugs throughout the apartment, literally, but I still haven't decided what rugs I want, what designs I want, because I still want to live here a little bit more to get it customized to the living space if I want to rearrange the furniture in the future, because, you know, I've already did that, and so, I'm still thinking. So here's another bootleg tip. Don't be so quick on buying some things if some things can actually wait. The shelf, I specifically scouted out because I want the shelf to be flat against the walls, because we did open up the walls, so there was some demolition involved, because I want this to be completely open. Some people might end up using this space as a sleeping area, but not I, baby. I also ended up raising the entryway as well, because ideally, I want both arches to match, but the way the apartment is structured, I can only get this as high as I can with the entryway. For the alcove, aka the bootleg studio, I ended up not using doors because with this size that we knocked down, there has to be customized doors and I didn't want to spend the extra money on it. So instead of doing doors or like a divider, which is going to take up more space, I ended up going with curtains instead. As y'all can tell, these curtains are not steamed because I want to show a comparison of unsteamed curtains versus steamed curtains, and they just don't look that good here. Which is also French for I didn't have time to steam the curtains for this video. Now, this is the bootleg studio closed when I don't want to see anything. And now the bootleg studio is officially open for business. So that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into the OG Bedroom Queen's video on how she transformed the 600 square feet space into a living and office space. Again, I have two personas, my in-drag and out-of-drag persona, so I need to make it work for me. So I hope you learned something, you learned a few tips on how to apply it for yourself. If not, hopefully you were entertained. If not, oh well, that's life. Bye, till next time.
Hey squirrel friends, when one video ends, just click on another one. It's called cringe viewing. Go ahead, I support you.